Hidden corners and untold stories. There's a Montana most people never see. Tourists come for the national parks, the postcard peaks, the fly fishing scenes out of a Robert Redford movie. And yes, those are real. But drive past the usual routes, take the gravel turnoff with the bullet-riddled road sign, and you'll find the Montana I fell in love with. The hidden corners, the weathered towns, the stories that don't make it into brochures. It's the kind of place that reveals itself slowly, like a friend who doesn't talk much until you're sitting quietly on a porch, watching the sky turn to fire. Welcome to Places of the Word Channel. If you're new to our channel, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the notification button to get notified anytime we upload a new video. A ghost town with a pulse one summer, I wandered off Highway 12 and ended up in a forgotten town called Silver Butte. It wasn't on most maps. There were maybe a dozen buildings still standing, half of them boarded up, the other half leaning in on themselves like they'd grown tired of resisting gravity. The old church had no roof. The schoolhouse had prairie grass growing through the floorboards. I was about to turn around when I noticed a soft curl of smoke rising from the chimney of the only house that looked lived in. An old woman came out onto the porch. She wore a faded flannel shirt tucked into Wrangler jeans and carried a mug that said, "Best Grandma in the County." Her name was Dora, and she'd lived there all her life. "This town ain't dead," she told me with a wink. "It just knows how to keep quiet." She let me sit a while, told me about the days when Silver Butte had a cafe, a post office, even a little movie house that played westerns on Saturday nights. Her husband had mined copper until the ground gave out. Her kids left for Billings and Missoula. But Dora stayed. "I've got everything I need here," she said. "A good stove, a big sky, and a heart full of memories." Sometimes I think about Dora when the world feels too fast, about the way some people carry entire histories inside them tucked behind quiet eyes and warm coffee. Her town might not be famous, but it was alive in a way that mattered. Whispers in the Pines, Montana has stories it doesn't tell easily. The wind knows them, so do the pines. There's a grove in the Swan Range I stumbled across one fall afternoon, led by a friend named Everett, half Blackfeet, half historian, all heart. He told me it was a sacred site, not marked on any trail map, known mostly by word of mouth through generations. We didn't speak much once we got there. The place didn't ask for words, only respect. Everett knelt beside a particular tree and placed a tobacco offering in the roots. "This is where my great-grandmother would come," he said softly, "to pray, to cry, to talk to her people." Montana isn't just ranches and cowboys. It's tribal lands, too, wounds and wisdom, 1,000 years of story beneath the soil. The reservations don't always show up in tourist guides, but they are essential to understanding the soul of this state. The Crow, the Salish, the Northern Cheyenne, they've lived here long before borders and fences. Montana carries ghosts. Not the spooky kind, but the kind that remind you who came before and what still lingers in the air. You feel them in the rustle of wind through cottonwoods, in the creak of a saddle, in the smoke from a ceremonial fire. The Bar with No Name. In the far northeast corner, where Montana starts to feel more like North Dakota, there's a stretch of highway that rolls out like an empty song. I was headed nowhere in particular when I saw a flicker of neon in the distance. It turned out to be a bar, no name, no sign, just a red open light, and the thump of country music leaking through the screen door. Inside were 5 locals and a bartender named Joe, who looked like he'd been carved out of old barnwood. "You lost?" he asked me, friendly but direct. "Maybe," I said. "Then you're in the right place." I stayed for hours. Nobody asked where I was from. They just passed the pitcher and asked if I could play cribbage. I could. Barely. They told stories that made me laugh so hard I nearly dropped my drink. They teased each other like brothers and told me how long winters bind people together like glue. They didn't care if I was a stranger. That's the thing about these hidden places. You're always one honest conversation away from belonging. Under the radar. There's an entire Montana beneath the surface, not hidden by design, just overlooked. Like the artists quietly painting landscapes in Lewistown, the old Hutterite colonies near Great Falls where time seems paused, the Ukrainian bakery in Glendive, the fiddle player in a Libby gas station who plays for tips and sometimes for free. None of these stories are loud, but they are real, and they are rich. Not every wonder is grand. Some are small, tucked in the corners, a mailbox shaped like a trout, a cemetery where the gravestones read like poetry, a father teaching his daughter to drive stick shift in an open field. The truth is, Montana is less about the mountain peaks and more about the quiet moments in between, the blink and you'll miss it places that end up staying with you the longest. If you really want to know Montana, you can't just skim the surface. You have to wander, get lost. Talk to the old man on the porch, the teenager stocking shelves in the only grocery store in town, the artist in the trailer who's painting what he sees through the broken window. The state keeps its secrets not to be mysterious, but because it trusts you to look deeper. And when you do, you find a Montana that's more than beautiful. It's layered, haunted, vibrant, and honest. A place not just seen, but felt. A place where every dirt road might lead to a story, and every story is worth stopping for. Thank you for watching and staying with us. If you want to know more about Montana, please comment and tell us where you are watching from. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and click on the notification button to get notified anytime we upload a new video.